Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is V-qie. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. For the returning subscribers, keep watching, keep sharing, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be updated anytime I post a new video. Today's video is about my fibroids journey. I had fibroids a few years ago, and so I'm sharing basically how I came to find out that I had fibroids and the whole journey since then. So it's 7 years ago, and doing my yoga practice routine at night, and just before I was done, I was lying back on my back, and I was just rubbing my tummy because at that time I was cramping. So I'm rubbing my tummy, and then all of a sudden I feel a lump on my right lower abdomen, and in 1 minute I was up and shocked. I don't know. I was just in a state that I can't explain what really had happened. I was in shock. One, I don't know what is that. I have never felt it before, and here I am, alone in the house, no one to talk to, no one to tell what has happened. And so I lay back, and now I give it more attention and rub, and I feel, it's such a big thing. So this whole night I'm not able to sleep because I'm worried. You know, the first thing you feel a lump somewhere, the first thing that comes to your mind is cancer. Rather, that just came to my mind. And now I'm even more scared. The whole night I didn't sleep. And at 6 o'clock, I called a friend. I gathered courage to tell a friend, and I told them that there's this lump I felt, and it's like this and this, and I'm so scared. It's not something I've ever felt before, and you know. So my friend told me, do this. The best thing to do right now is just go see a doctor. And I remember going to Kenyatta Hospital. At 6 o'clock I was on the way, and I went to Kenyatta Hospital, and my friend had advised me to go specifically to Dr. Plaza. So I went to Dr. Plaza. I'm clueless, I don't know who to look for. Like, I didn't have a doctor in mind, but I just went looking around for a gyna. And so when I spotted one room that was written gyna, so that's where I entered, and I booked my appointment. And luckily the doctor was not busy on that day. So when the doctor was doing the physical examination, he was convinced that I was pregnant. So he's asking me, how many months pregnant are you? And I told him, no, I'm not pregnant. So he's like, no, you should not deny. If you're pregnant, I told him, no, I'm not. And then he told me, this feels like 2 or 3 months pregnancy. And I'm even more confused. I tell him, no, I know 100% sure I'm not pregnant. So he told me, no, young girls, most of the time you're in denial and everything. I told him, I am in denial. I don't think this is the time I am in denial. I'm 100% sure I am not pregnant, and that's to me. So he requested for a scan. So I went for a scan, and I did the scan, and now brought back the results. So bringing back the results, he reads the results to me, and I was in shock. I had 2 very large fibroids, and at this point I'm confused. I didn't know anyone who had ever had fibroids, and so I'm here. So the doctor advised me, because the fibroids were so large, the best thing I would do is first try to conceive. The second one was to be put on medication for like a year, and then try to conceive. The third one, and the last one, was surgery. And then at this point in my life, I was not ready. I was not ready for a baby. So that was not an option for me. And so I told him, so if that is not an option, what else can I do? He told me that just go try conceive. If If it doesn't work, now that's the time we put you on medication. So I'm all scared. And I go home, and I'm still like, the first thing that was in my mind at that point, I was not ready to get a baby. So I go home, tell no one else apart from that friend that I told on the phone, and I went to my house and slept, trying to sleep, trying to console myself. I remember isolating myself. I wasn't picking any calls, and the only person I told what had happened is a friend that referred me to go to Kenyatta. And I told them it's like this and this, and I couldn't even finish that conversation because I was crying, I was terrified. And I remember locking myself up in my house, not talking to anyone, switching off my phone, and like I needed time to process the whole scenario. So after some months, no, going back. So this whole time, I didn't even tell my mom because one, where I come from, my upbringing and everything, we had never had that kind of relationship where I could discuss my reproductive health issues with my mom or with anyone. So this was just something foreign to me. I couldn't really tell anyone. So yes, I've been told it's like this and this, but I can't tell anyone because growing up, like even in the society, you just don't discuss your reproductive health with anyone apart from the doctor. And actually, this was my very first gynae appointment. I had never at any point gone for a checkup. And then so when I was still at home and thinking about this whole thing, wondering what will happen, what's next, and the options that the doctor has given me and the one he insisted on, I was not ready for that. So I started Googling. So I'm on Google the whole time. So what are the causes, what are the signs and symptoms? And this is when I come to realize, like this whole time I was having my periods, they were so heavy, I was in so much pain the whole time, but I did not know. Moving from here, so going back to when I started my periods. I started my periods when I was around 14 years. And from the stories I heard from other girls, my peers and everything, all I knew was periods are supposed to be painful and there's no other way about them. So this whole time I'm suffering is because I know that's the only way. I'm supposed to be in pain when it's that time of the month. I'm supposed to be in pain. So this whole time I'm suffering and I'm not telling anyone. The only thing I'll do is get painkillers, take painkillers the whole time I was on my periods. The periods were so heavy, but at the back of my mind, I know anyway, periods are supposed to be heavy, periods are supposed to be painful, and so I live my life. The worst part is, I remember at some point when I was in, I think Form 3, so it was around 16, 17 there. I remember one day I was on my period and when I was still having my periods, I know this is going to be gross, but well, that is what happened. During my periods, I got a chunk of the heavy bleeding and everything. The period would come out in chunks, like big pieces, and because periods are supposed to be painful, I was still okay, and life went on, and it was the same way all the time. And whenever I had my periods, it would be heavy. There would be chunks of looks like meat or something, and pieces of blood and stuff, and that was the norm. So this whole time I am suffering. No one has ever told me, or no, I have never told anyone what I experienced during my period. So it was okay, it was just normal, it was just a normal day. and the backache. I would have terrible headache. I would have heavy bleeding, like excessive bleeding. Like I would bleed for like heavy bleeding for 5 to 7 days. And then my periods were irregular. So I would get periods like twice in a month. Yes, I would get my cycle mostly was around 20 days, 20 days or less. So in a month, I would always get periods twice. But still, I knew that that's how it's supposed to be. There's no one to talk to and about reproductive health. Like you can't even go discussing your periods with anyone. I mean, it's you know. So I look back and realize that very many people very many girls out there, women out there are suffering because they don't know. Because the knowledge is not out there. And for those who've had fibroids, I would like to have a conversation with you, share your story, and let's create physical awareness of our reproductive health because it really matters. It really matters to the young ones.